Hey folks, it's time for yet another custom lesson. This one has been requested by Mr. Goodcat, who I know as Captain Collie on Twitch. Just a really quick note, if you're a member like he is, you just get a bunch of extra perks. In this case, he has seen this video well in advance of everybody else. So if you're interested in becoming a member for various reasons, just, check it out in your own time. Weapons in this case will be Splitstaff and Hatchets. And the Guardian Spirit and Soul Cores have already been predetermined with Rokugezo with Aberrant, Kamaitachi, and Fuki, Hyobishin with Skeleton Warrior, Konaki-Jiji, and Mezuki, and then the enemy is a Gaki. JK, something cool. I just want to see how you use the loadout. So, alright, you'll get to see that. The boss that I pick later might as well be a Gaki, because he's as annoying to me as a Gaki anyway. So yeah, let's get on to the Guardian Spirits and Soul Cores. So this was already predetermined, so you can kind of see what I prized as being important and what I didn't care so much for when it comes to Soul Core stats and whatnot. So when we go with Kamaitachi, feel free to rank this one up, but I didn't. This just so happens to have like yokai ability, damage phantom, but I didn't really care for that. The one soul core that I for sure would recommend boosting to max is Aberrant Soldier. Aberrant Soldier has anima bonus timely guard, and Rokugezo has anima bonus timely guard. So anytime you get a timely guard, even if it doesn't result in an ability, just block something at the right time, you can get at least 5.6 anima back. It is obscene. For that reason, you don't really need that many anima generators when you're playing on Phantom. It is crazy. And not to mention, efficient yokai abilities is an overall really good stat. Next, we have Fuki. I boosted this one up for the inflict ailment because I was testing it, but you don't need to. Of course, there is no downside in boosting your 3 cores up to max rank no matter what, but you don't really need to with Fuki. Only thing I care for is yokai ability Ki Pulse amongst the 3, minus Aberrant Soldier being rank 30, and otherwise I am good to go. Now let's take a look at Hyobishin, which was also specifically requested. Starting with Mezuki, I have a level 160 rank 9 Mezuki. If you want to boost the stats up, feel free to. I find that the Pleiades percentage, getting that up can be helpful so that you can fill up your gauge that much sooner. It does help with getting into yokai shift, but it's not a necessity. The anima bonus grapple, it was nice to have, but all I really cared for was the yokai ability Ki Pulse. That's it. Alright? And one thing that's kind of cool is if I make sure all my yokai abilities are brutes or they're all red, 18% damage boost, which makes a huge difference with Mezuki, especially if you know the perfect range to use Mezuki at. As a reminder, don't want to be close range with it, because otherwise you just don't get that much damage. Next, we have Skeleton Warrior. I strongly advise boosting this up to rank 30 simply because the anima bonus on ranged weapon hit is superb, and being able to effectively refund some of the cost is awesome. These two things are luxury. I don't really care about them. Again, yokai ability Ki Pulse, which is kind of redundant because I already had it on Mezuki. Last but not least, Konaki-Jiji was specifically requested. I would recommend boosting this one up also to 30. It's not as urgent, simply because getting an extra damage bonus based on your weight is always nice, particularly if you're a tanky sort of player. I had a pretty cool anima bonus, but I didn't bother ranking it up, and you don't really need to as well. But enough about that. Let's showcase the weapons, just so you know what I'm working with. I am using Demon Horde Hatchets, as you can see, because the anima bonus on grapple is nice. Imbue Corruption is always fancy. For me, I like playing with corrupted weapons for all sorts of reasons. And then, yeah, this is pretty much cream of the crop for me. I got my active skill key consumption, my own personal favorite of Life Drain active skill. And then, yeah, key damage. It's really good for me. And then second, we have Tengu's Kakura. And yeah, all I cared for was Life Drain active skill. I put melee key damage, def counter key bonus, which is really great. And then Life Drain active skill. Everything else is cool. So yeah, don't worry about the set bonuses. I know, Kali, you already know what I'm going with anyway, so it's just a weapon change. But let's just showcase some yokai shift stuff to give you an idea of what is possible. So yeah, this is a very speedy setup, all things considered. And I clearly show how speedy it is with that. Alright, let's go. So it's a good starter combo. Rokugezo, Kamaitachi, charge in, Fuki, and do a bunch of normal attacks. But yeah, you need to play this at range. You have that advantage, so absolutely abuse it. You have 3 more or less range cores, so you never really need to re-engage. Never need to engage at melee range whatsoever. Unless you want the grapple. Well, push him away. I mean, I suppose if you want to go in, and use Kamaitachi at point blank, it's not necessarily a bad idea. And then you can just attack alongside with it. But yeah, pretty crazy. Okay, now what about Hyobishin? Hyobishin is definitely a lot of fun. A little more nuance to this compared to Phantom, where you just spam everything. So let me just kind of show you what's possible. Very nice. I didn't really play that too well. Here's something you can do. Well, besides from just smashing him to bits. Come on. So you're gonna start close range, right? Oops. Now we'll try that again. Oh my god, wasn't that dirty? That was absolutely dirty. So let's try that again. Glorious. Close enough. Alright, but it's definitely a lot of fun when you can do Hyobishin into Mezuki. That's always a fun start. I should have shown that. Actually, I will show that. I will make sure to show that. Hyobishin into Mezuki as an opener is absolutely awesome. So let's get that out. I just want to show it. I don't necessarily need to like go combo crazy with it. Alright, this guy ain't gonna know what hit him. Oh, didn't work out. Oops. Let's try that again. I tried. If he hadn't gotten knocked back, it would not have been so bad. But make sure to do it on Nioh then. Ooh, cleaved. Alright, close enough. But let's just show some weapon-based combos that are possible. And there are many, especially with the Hatchet mid-stance tech, which I know Kali you are particularly a big fan of, and are quite fond of. I tried to say big fan and fond, it didn't work out as well as I had hoped. Pretty devastating. Let's try some other things. Give you some sweet ideas. Isn't that awesome? Pretty awesome, huh? Alright, what else? You always have that crazy Hatchet tech option with like all of your cores. Just gotta be careful not to overly rely upon it. Alright, let's see what I can come up with here. Pretty crazy, man. Kamaitachi is just like an insane flurry of attacks. It's just almost incomprehensible. Oh, really? You dodged that? Fine, fine, fine. Try it again. Dude, that's unreal. It's really just a non-stop flurry, man. I don't know how else to put it. Let's go. Oh, I missed. Just barely. Yeah, pushed him a little too far away, whatever. Pretty fun. Alright, let's do a couple more things. Just to show you what it's like. Yeah, I don't like that. So here's what you get. What else can I show you? Come on. Nice try. You've got a lot of ranged options. It's kind of crazy. Alright, come on. I think I know what I want to do. Hey! Oh, Mezuki, thank you! Yeah, try that on up for size. You can turn these grapples into basically little guaranteed combos of sorts. It feels so good when you can link all of them together. Oh, that was dirty. Alright, what you got? Come here, I dare you. A little closer! Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I think as opposed to try to show you these combos here and try to brainstorm them, I think the gameplay showcase actually does a better job. So you'll see how this all works in action. In any case, I will see you guys momentarily. Alright, let's put this to the test. So I know I was asked to fight a Gaki. I picked a boss that basically irritates me like a Gaki, so that will be Tokichiro, the human version. So this Scroll of the Damned involves pretty much all human opponents, but the thing about this one is that there are multiple humans to fight at the same time. So using my soul cores wisely will help a lot. And by the way, look at that sweet anima gain courtesy of the anima bonus on Timely Guard. It can be ridiculous. And so right now I'm just establishing an amazing rhythm with both of these weapons, utilizing them to their fullest potential to keep these human opponents constantly pressured. And it's a lot of fun to do it, and I had a lot of fun with this setup. So yeah, Mezuki hit perfectly. While I wasn't able to get the grapple, you can see how Mezuki did whole host of things, and so I'm actually now trying to take advantage of that aspect against multiple enemies. Now check this out. Ooh, cleave. I go for this guy. He's done. And yeah, having that anima bonus on grapple is actually really valuable, but again, not necessary. It just speeds things up a little bit. And then, alright, let's take out this jump real quick, and now we've got this guy. So one human is really not that big of a deal, especially since he doesn't really do anything particularly special. And so non-stop zero key pressure is of course devastating, but I don't really need it when I'm able to deplete ki basically from full, utilizing these weapons and soul cores all together. And so it's definitely a great time. So let's see what I decide to do here. Nice. Took him out. But things aren't over. And I believe the second wave is actually a little tougher than the first, because when you do take out this little guy, you're actually going to have to fight two of kind of like the human mini-boss type opponents, and so it's just a little bit more demanding. Alright, so hatchet play, let's go. Spin to win, which is always fun. You can't do anything, can you? Just constantly pressured, forced to block, and I'm able to really abuse that fact, utilizing a lot of Splitstaff pressure. And I'm trying to make use of my ranged elements, and it's a lot of fun because he's basically just not able to do anything. The block spamming isn't really that much of a concern with my weapons and my soul cores, and yeah, just non-stop turning him into a punching bag. This is the part of the Scroll of the Damned I would say is a little tricky, because you've got two of the bigger human opponents and then just like one little guy who just will interrupt you at the most inconvenient of times. So I'm just trying to isolate each of them, and yeah, just using Mezuki really helps there. See how awesome it is? And my gauge is, my yokai shift gauge is basically full. I'm trying to take out the weak guy, and I just need to make sure I don't get caught off guard by a sign of the cross or some random attack from the dual swords guy. So yeah, I'm trying to kill the sun here. If you don't know anything about the lore or whatever, I think it's like father and son duo. So yeah, I'm gonna kill his son first because I'm such a nice guy. Right? Alright, let's see what I got. Kamaitachi into Deadly Spiral. Feels pretty good. Oh, and down. Alright, one human left. So let's see what I can come up with. I'm probably going to try to, let's see what I'm guessing I'm going to try to do a deft counter at some point. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm surprised. I thought I would have done it. Alright, just doing a lot of pressure. Trying to use a variety of moves with Splitstaff, especially ones that I don't use too often. But it looks like I'm just obsessing over zero key, getting him to zero key to get a grapple. Dragonfly to give myself a little room. And then, yeah, I actually used Dragonfly to get that Soul Core. That was honestly the main reason I used it, just to keep him trapped. Alright, let's see what I got. Very nice. Alright, what's next? Excellent. Oh, you try to dodge. Mezuki don't care. Oh, I went to Yokai Shift. That's a surprise. You'd think I'd remember. And then I realized I'm going to be fighting Tokichiro momentarily, so I gotta keep up Yokai Shift. Just use it as best as I can. And so I'm trying to set up a Fang Break. So let's see what I can do here. Nice. Shoot. Knock him down. Excellent. Hyobishin. And then into Mezuki. Oh, I was unable to get the burst attack. Phantom and Feral generally fare better in that. You have to like instantaneously throw out the brute as soon as you see it. Alright, he's almost out of key. Can I get my chicken bone? The answer is absolutely yes. So I did a whopping amount of damage. I didn't want to just do the whole fight in Yokai Shift, so I tried to use some things with Rokugezo, but I just wasn't able to. So the rest of this fight is basically just going to be pure weapon-based play and just using my Soul Core as well. So there isn't like that reliance on Yokai Shift. But yeah, oh man, I almost got parried there. That parry is very painful. If you do get parried, just make sure you dodge. Don't try to block, don't try to do anything else. Just try to just dodge spam quite literally right away, and that's your best bet. But yeah, a lot of attacks, a lot of active skills can basically mitigate the threat that the parry has. You can of course use yokai abilities, but you just need to make sure that you don't get grappled, more or less. Alright, so he's over halfway there. And then I'm trying to get the Soul Core, because, you know, free extra anima, why not? And then let's pressure him as much as I can. Oh man, Mezuki is devastating. I got the Heron Kick. It's pretty nice. I'm trying to mix a lot of my movesets up just to show what is possible and stuff that I didn't necessarily include while in the dojo. And you can just see, he can't do much. Here, this is why I find this boss fight annoying, just that stupid monkey. So, in the past, I have actually tried to get the chicken bone right after, but it just like wouldn't work, and it was so frustrating because the monkey would just interrupt me and I'd get so aggravated. So I pretty much was like, alright, if that monkey's coming out, just wait for it to evaporate and then go from there. Very nice. I'm keeping him very low on key, of course, with the burst counters, which are instrumental against human opponents, particularly this guy who likes to buff up. I'm going to give him no quarter. Missed a Konaki-Jiji, not a big deal. It would have been nice if I hit it, but again, I'm not really having that much trouble, and this setup, of course, allows quite a great deal of options. Oh, one time I messed up. I was trying to dodge, I just screwed that up. But yeah, he's pressured, he's going to try to go into parries. Messed that up, but that's okay. It's really not the biggest of deals. Now I got my chicken bone on that. Oh man, that is some crazy pressure. Then I'm going for Roar Power, and then check this out. Yes! Absolutely murdered. So yeah, looks like Okani's dance moves really pulled off. In any case, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.